I got that check on me. I got that deck on me. I'm a real nigga on me. Um, yeah, my car fixed. Then let me know what I can do. Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's your boy June 5th, June Money, and I'm back getting to the money. Lil Durk denied the second bond, bro. Lil Durk denied the second bond, bro. This is the second time. You feel me? The first charge he was hit with was murder for hire. Now, I was always skeptical. This situation started with King Von. So when King Von passed away, he was fighting Quando Rondo. He punched Quando Rondo in the face like 3 times, and then you see in the video where Lil Tim starts shooting. Now, King Von was a known stepper, a known shooter, a known killer. So for him to get into a fight, you could argue in court that you was afraid for your life. You could say, well, you know his reputation. He was known as a killer. So if he's sitting here punching me in my face, I don't know what's gonna happen next. He was with a whole bunch of O block niggas. They could have started shooting me. So in that case, I kind of felt for Quando Rondo, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I felt bad for him. You feel me? Because I'm like, well, he didn't necessarily order Lil Tim to start shooting. He just got punched in his face. Next thing you know, the shooting started happening. But where I feel like Quando Rondo went wrong was when King Von passed away, he should have got on the internet if he was gonna get on the internet and said, I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm sorry that Von passed away. This is just a whole misunderstanding, bro. But that's not what he did. He instantly got on the internet and started dissing. O Block Pack get rolled up. He started making diss videos at the cemetery, all types of stuff, all types of stuff. Until his cousin Lil Pop gets unalive in Los Angeles. Now, when Lil Pop got unalived in Los Angeles, it was rumors that it was just a drug deal. A drug deal went wrong, and next thing you know, they start shooting. Boom, his cousin gets shot. Now, Brick Baby hops on No Jumper, and they ask him a question about Lil Durk. This is how Lil Durk first gets implicated into that whole scenario. They ask Brick Baby, yo, what's up with people saying, slide for Vine? So Brick Baby said, well, you don't see that no more. You don't see those slide for Vines no more, you know, in reference to Lil Durk. Now, people like Wack say that's what gave the feds a lead to Lil Durk. You feel me? So now the feds, they figured out the case, they arrested the shooters, and then they left it on the news that there was 2 suspects left in the RICO. When they said it was 2 suspects left in the RICO, I automatically thought of Lil Durk, bro. I automatically thought of Lil Durk because I knew they was gonna try to make it seem like Durk put the money on his head. Durk put the money on his head. Now, the 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 evidence they had, this is the situation that went on. This was the Lil Pop incident. When they pulled Lil Pop out the car, Quando Rondo, the one right there with the ski mask on, he moved out the way like, oh shoot. He started screaming, no, 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 my cousin. Now, the prosecutors tried to say Lil Durk used that that news clip of Quando Rondo screaming in his song. In his song. Now, Lil Durk lawyers came out of nowhere and they was like, nah, bro, that's cat. That's cat. That's when you start seeing Drew Finland. Now, Drew Finland is known as a $1 billion lawyer, not $1 million lawyer, a $1 billion lawyer. He got young NBA young boy off from those 2 federal gun cases where they said young boy drove off and he was riding down the street and he started throwing stuff out the window. They thought it was, weed and stuff like that. What's up, my nigga Tim Heartless? They thought it was weed and shit like that. And then next thing you know, they pulled NBA Youngboy over. They found a gun in the car while he was already on federal paperwork. Drew Finland got him off on both of those cases. Now, ironically, Lil Durk hires Drew Finland. Smart move, right? Smart move. So Lil Durk hires Drew Finland. When Lil Durk hires Drew Finland says, "Nah, bro, that song that y'all saying that Lil Durk put the no, that song wasn't even made. That song was made 7 months before this hit took place. Y'all can't put that in there." So then you know what the prosecutors did, bro. The prosecutors changed Lil Durk's whole charge, bro. They changed his whole entire charge, bro. His charge went from murder for hire to stalking causing death, bro. They saying that Little Durk himself was stalking them, going, making sure, oh, where Quando Rondo show at? All right, we gonna go to his show. Oh, where they doing the next interview at? All right, we gonna go to his interview. They said Lil Durk was following him through his homies for months, bro. For months, bro. Now, after the court, after the court hearing, the first time, you see his father, Big Durk, come on the screen. And Big Durk says the judge wasn't going to be the actual proceeding judge over the case. It was just a judge that was filling in for the time being. You know what I'm saying? Big Durk called the judge a pretend judge, like a replacement judge. So he's not necessarily saying that Dirk is guilty because he didn't get a bond. He's saying that he only didn't get a bond because the judge was being impartial. They was still reading from the old indictment. So now we fast forward to his new bond hearing. Now let's talk about his new bond hearing. Lil Durk appeared in federal courtroom in downtown Los Angeles Thursday, where a judge denied his bond to be released. They saying that he orchestrated a murder for hire plot. See, this is what I'm saying. They still basing his bond conditions off of that murder for hire. Moments after the Grammy Award winning All My Life rapper heard the ruling, he was asked to enter a plea for the second seating indictment filed last week. Dirk said, nah, bro, I ain't taking no pleas, gang. So he pleaded not guilty. At the end of the hour-long hearing, the 32-year-old stood up, smiled broadly at a group of nearly 24 He raised his right hand to his heart and nodded at various family members before U.S. Marshals led him back into detention. So his family and friends came to court. They seen Dirk. Dirk had his head up high, bro. Like that's a lot. That's a tactic that a lot of people use in jail. They got hope. Know what I'm saying? But I really think Dirk got a good defense, bro. I really believe that out of all the people that's arrested, Dirk case is kind of shaky, gang. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Do you think he's cooked? Nah, I don't think he's cooked, bro. I don't think he's cooked based on knowledge about it and based on like the evidence. They don't have no evidence of Dirk actually giving people money. Like the transaction Like they don't have no record of the trans. Now, secondly, King Von was a high-ranking gang member. Why in hell would Dirk have somebody to stop folks? I can't, really don't think so. Know what I'm saying? Now can Dirk's lawyers say this in court? Nah. Hell no. Hell no. That would be the wrong move. That would be the wrong move because that's admitting that Dirk is a gang member and he's involved in gang activity. You see what I'm saying? So he was denied a second bond, man. You feel me? Now, do I think he gonna have to take it all the way to trial? Yes. Hell yeah. Dirk gonna have to go to trial, bro. They not releasing him on bond. They don't care, bro. They don't care. Now, how did NBA get on house arrest for all them for them 2 years or 3 years? I think it's because NBA YoungBoy is a little bit younger than Lil Durk, so his rap sheet is a little bit thinner, just a little bit. You feel me? Lil Durk is like 32. He been arrested hella times. Murder. He had a murder. He had an attempted murder. He had gun charges, and he rich. So they gonna say either way you put it, he's a flight risk and he's a danger to society, bro. So I don't see him getting no type of bond. I don't see him getting no type of bond because they still holding YMW Melly, bro. Real junk. Like he been in prison for 6 years now. That YMW Melly case been open for 6 years, bro. He been just sitting in the county. That's crazy, bro. To me, that's crazy. They can't prove that you did all this. They using them casing to squeeze money out of them. Yeah, it could be that too. It could be that too, bro, because no matter of fact, 10 Heartless, I think you right, bro. I really think you right, bro. Because think of that Yellow Beezy case. They didn't really have the dude who said they said the gay dude that was locked up for the shooting of Mo 3. They said that he wrote a statement on Yellow Beezy, which was a lie. He didn't write a statement on Yellow Beezy. So the judge had to reduce his bond from 2 million to 750,000, bro. Which in reality was only 75,000. So I think the court system is like, look, bro, we can't solve these unalivings, but we gotta put it on somebody. Now, all of them, the people who they got as the shooters and all of them, they the ones that's cooked, bro. They cooked. They did the shooting. You see what I'm saying? They just gotta prove that Dirk was involved in it. And his involvement is not crystal clear. You can't just put it smack dead and say, yeah, Dirk did it. Dirk did it. It's not crystal clear, bro. It's just like the YMW Melly, bro. It's not clear. It's not an open and shut case, man. But you know how the streets say, free Lil Durk. I think he innocent. This is second bond that was denied. But hey, man, this is why you got to stay out the streets. This is why if you got the money and you making that bag, you got to stay away from these type of people, bro, because they just gonna bring you down. These could literally be his friends. Like when Dirk said, "Oh, don't put no flights and baggages and all that shit in my name," he could have been telling them, "I don't want nothing to do with what y'all got going on." He could have been saying that. That doesn't necessarily mean that he was involved. Now he might book his friends and family flights all the time. So that don't mean that he booked this particular flight to go do that, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of defense that Lil Durk got, bro. Let's keep it real. It's not open and shut that Lil Durk is guilty. Hell no. Hell no, bro. You feel me? He got a strong defense. Know what I'm saying? Now Melly was at the scene of this crime, gang. That's where he like, that's where I feel Melly is gonna have a hard time, bro. Know what I'm saying? But as far as OTF Jam, OTF Didi, the other dude that's Lil Durk manager, I think all of them is cooked, bro. Cause they got them down for the shooting. They got them going to buy ski masks. They got them, like, all of them is cooked, bro. Cooked. Ain't no get not them. If they tell on Lil Durk, then he cooked, bro. If one of them say Lil Durk paid me to do this hit, then he's cooked, bro. And that's the only person who gonna get a reduced sentence, but he's still gonna do some time. He probably don't do life, but he gonna do some time, just like Alpo. Alpo gave up hella murders, gang. But he still had to do like 35 years or something like that, bro. So even if OTF Jam or OTF DD or the manager dude that they said is not a gang member and he just was around Lil Durk, even if he tell, he's still gonna get some time for his involvement in the crime, bro. It's not like they gonna tell and now they not gonna get no type of time. No, they gonna get their time, gang, on everything I love. The police not playing. They is not playing, bro. They putting belt to shit. Straight belt to shit, bro. Like, okay, I saw a statistic. It was like 14 murders in Cali, and only 6 of them was solved. Now, when it's like that, you know what's coming, bro. You know a Rico is coming, bro. Because they can't just leave them murders unsolved, charge nobody. Nah, bro. Nah. So when this little pop situation didn't get solved for 2 years, the feds came in. Just like with the FBG duck, it didn't get solved for like 8 or 9 months. The feds said, okay, we gonna solve it. We gonna put this on this on this person, that on that person. You see how they had King Von down as the murder for hire? They had Von as the murder for hire, bro. But I feel like Von had a good case on that. Cause then they would have had to get people who was involved in that murder, Muwap, this, that, and the third. They would have had to tell on Vaughn. They was not gonna tell on Vaughn, bro. They was not gonna tell on Vaughn, gang. I'm not buying that. That's why everybody who say, "Oh, Vaughn would be in jail right now for the FBG Duck murder," I don't think so. I think Vaughn would have beat that too. Because y'all would have to prove that that money was given to those people strictly for that hit, bro. Strictly for that hit. And if I'm not mistaken, when Vaughn was passing out money on camera, he passed it to people that wasn't even involved in the hit. He passed money to DQ and like them people is not locked up for the unalive and adult. So what is it like? That's why I said Vaughn would have got off for that, bro. And it's the same type of situation with Dirk. They implicating Dirk because he's the breadwinner. He's the one with all the money. But this is what happens when you rich and you still hang out with killers, bro. Real shit. This is his fault for still hanging with them, son. Still having them around. Still letting them drive his cars, live in his houses. That's on him. That's on him. You can't be mad if the feds going to say, look, bro, it look like you funding this. It look like you buying them guns. It look like you ordering these flights to go to this place and that place to hurt this person and hurt that person. You can't be mad because that's what it looked like. And then you rapping about it. Now they threw the whole rap song out. So the whole rap song part of this thing is done. That's why they don't have him down for murder for hire no more. It's stalking causing death, bro. Stalking causing death. Did Lil Durk stalk Quando Rondo, bro? I don't know, gang. That's the question now. Did Lil Durk stalk him till they found Lil Pop in Cali and shot his car up? I don't know if that's gonna be easy to prove, gang. I really don't see that being easy to prove, gang. Cause all of them are BDs. So they all felt some type of way about Von's death, bro. Dirk didn't have to send them on no mission. It wasn't personal to Dirk. It's like, bro, we all don't fuck with this guy, bro. They all didn't fuck with him. So why would they need to go on a mission, a paid mission, bro? He just took out the head of the O block at the time, bro. We all know if Von was still alive, he'd be the top rapper right now, gang. Right now, or at least the years that he was around, he'd be super up, gang. But yeah, man, that's what we got on Lil Durk. This is second bond, got denied. Hey, man, in the streets they say free Durk. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel on that situation, bro. Do y'all think he should be free? Do y'all think he innocent? Or do y'all think he guilty, gang? Because the prosecutors, they saying he guilty. The feds, they saying he guilty, gang. And they the ones who make the ultimate decision. Feel me? I just dropped another video. Y'all go check that out. I'm be back on soon. Whoever want to go live with me, I'm about to hit up my nigga Blue Blood. 10 Heartless, you could definitely rock with me, my nigga. I got a lot of questions for you. I got some good content we could go over. Um, just tap in with me, man. I'm gonna be back. Y'all gonna see when I drop the other thumbnail. Thank y'all for watching.